On for a second, just seeing the question from Blue Phoenix there. Have we ever raced wheel damage, each other, or empty box? I've raced all of those people we raced. So there's a video of me and Matt having a race in the Solstice at Suzuka. And
and I believe every time I've gone against Jimmy, wheel damage, and empty box, I've definitely won. I think I even lapped him a couple times. So really, no competition out there for me anyways. So maybe we'll have another rematch or something. I don't know if it's worth it. I don't want to embarrass him too much, but yeah, we have raced with him. It's fun to have a go at it.
Yeah, I had a go at Malone, and unfortunately the swag was just too much for me to handle in the club right now, and I had to go back to my mother and ask her if I was still cool, and she said no. So Malone's is actually responsible for all my self-esteem issues. No, in all seriousness, Malone and I do race every now and then. We tend to race different things. Malone just likes to jump between GT3s and iRacing, and I like
I'll
to be
race
on
whatever the hell. I'll do whatever, man.
He is. We'll race for food, says Malone.
Yeah.
Just a note on the race, we've got Rosenly back on the track now. He didn't lose that lap.
But I think that Thomas was lapping faster anyway, so maybe, you know, Shark, he senses blood, does old Thomas Behar. We used to race with wheel damage a lot until he didn't want that to happen anymore, so that was fine. I've raced empty box a couple of times. One time I was beating him, and the other time he trounced me. So, you know, I don't know about that. Like, they're all very fast in their own right. Well, say all of them are very fast. Some of them are very fast in their own right, and Malone's not one of them. No, I'm joking. Malone's a quick guy when he's not doing the wiggle. I'll tell you
that. Hey, the wiggle keeps me off the wall.
Or snapping the shifter.
I mean, I even ran a Legends road at Laguna just for safety rating.
You know,
that's the way I roll.
Extend to us. I think that will be a fair challenge between us, Malone. But we should do a Lotus 79 race. What do you reckon?
Oh, no problem. No problem.
That'd be fair. And you can test out your shifter, can't you?
Yeah, is it? Does it work with the H pattern? Is that how that works?
It's an H pattern car. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's what
that makes me want to do it.
That's how we do it, you know. Did you not ever wonder like what that noise was when I was streaming? Bonk, 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 bonk.
Yeah, we've done it. I love doing those broadcasts, man. I remember when there was, you know, the full grid, 40 some cars. What do we get?
Well, Hedrick in the wall, just going up to the Dunlop chicane. He lost it as they were turning right on the brakes for the chicane.
Has he got all his wheels? is the question for the Can-Am car. Let's have a look. Coming back in a second again, slowly. It looks like it's put onto the right a bit. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just looking at it from behind though, not actually on board. No, it seems to be back up to speed now. It seems to be okay. Ignore me. Ignore the Broadbent.
I will.
The Broadbent, as they're being called. So Perez on track. He is going down the Mulsanne, coming up to Mulsanne corner. Thomas Behar is halfway down the Mulsanne, so they're quite close in terms of Thomas Behar getting his lap back.
One of the two, anyway.
Well, no, it's one lap now.
Oh no, it is one lap. Yeah, it is. No, you're right. Yep.
This is why endurance racing is so sexy. It's so awesome. Like this happens. Things change throughout the race. I mean, even though I'm sitting here lack of sleep, this is keeping me awake.
An hour ago, we're looking at this being a dry run to the flag with the GT Italia car just romping away with it, and suddenly it's turned on its head completely. Yeah,
it really is, and that's a fantastic side of sim racing and endurance racing in general. Just going back to the chat, I see Extend was saying he wants Matt to try and do a CTC Lotus 79 race, and now, with all respect to Matt, Lotus 79 is a completely different sort of car to anything else you'll find in iRacing, and I'm sure Tero will agree with me on this, being a fellow 79 racer. The way it drives is so different to anything else out there. You drive primarily, you steer and go with your right foot for the entire thing. It's all about the slip, all about getting the kind of the semi-drift on and getting the car through the corner as quick as possible, no matter kind of which way the car is pointing. Well, at the same time, you've got to be careful of those rear tyres. Rear tyres heat up, and then you end up just spinning off if you're not careful. And you're also using the gears as well. You've got the hill toe going on, downshift. It takes a lot to get into that sort of form of racing. And I have interest in like the older cars and how they drive, and so that's why I first looked into it. And I think Malone, you were driving with me a little while into Lagos. Was that you in the 79? And
we were messing around a little bit.
There were issues for Malone, and Tony came in as well. It was your first time in the car, in fairness, but
Well, yeah, I had to get everything going there. But as far as I understand, the Lotus it's just a little bit faster than the Skippy, so I don't see it being an issue.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, you saying the 79 is so easy, 49 is hardcore.
No. Yeah, well...
I think the 79 is actually a harder car to drive faster than the 49 is, but that's me.
No, I think the Lotus 79. I've had a lot of fun following that league here. We do some of the broadcasts. It's a lot of fun, man. But I don't know. It's man. You almost have to dedicate yourself to that one type of driving, that one car. Mm-hmm. It's tough, man. I give props to all those guys that are really into that, and put together some good races for us. Because I know some of those races had 40 people in there, and golly, man, I tell you, it's a lot of fun to watch. I'd much rather be up in the booth watching it than being all stressed out and behind the wheel, because I know it's a lot of work. I can tell you, one of the, I guess the weirdest moments in my sim racing career is going up to Turn 1 at Circuit America, a track I dislike intently, which is a sharp up the hill, then pretty much back again hairpin, with 40-odd Lotus 79s attacking at the same time. So, oh God, what is this? What am I doing? That was an odd experience, I can tell you that. Oh, my throat's starting to give in, but we're still here. I do like the fact that it does use the H pattern. I guess that's maybe I knew that but didn't realize it. That is really cool. Now now that I got my new shifter, I always now I'm interested. All right, which cars use the H pattern?
I mean that's why I complain about my wrist a lot in that course. I've got one hand on the wheel and the other hand on the shifter when I'm going through corners, and that's what it's like. It's that sort of racing of the old style of you have to be physically fit to do it, even on not so much in sim racing, but have a wrist that isn't nothing apparently.
A wet noodle?
A wet noodle? I haven't had that before. Yeah. And have that level of competence, I guess. It's a different type of racing altogether. Different type of racing. Yellow flag in sector 1, clear. So that's alright. I think someone might have half spun somewhere. I've seen a lot of those. I think it was Per Rosny actually. Well, apparently it was. I didn't see the
the rain's still coming down out there, and
looks like it's coming down harder than before.
Yeah, these guys are still making it happen out here.
We're currently looking at Jarno Hudveg in the rare endurance team. This is a car that was destined for better things, I think, but had a really meh kind of start. Robin Toll did a lot of good work in the second start, getting the car back up to, I think it was 5th place, challenging for 4th at Indianapolis, but the car into the wall, and since then it's not really been the same. They were down on speed for a long time. They had, I think, a 10-mile-an-hour speed deficit because of the damage they suffered when they had some sort of brake issues, I think it was, where they lost the brake and they were turning into corners and just the car was just veering to one side when trying to brake, slow the car down. They're all fixed now, but the damage has been done, and they're currently 10 laps behind the leader, so it's kind of racing, trying to catch up Barry Hedrick in that Can-Am car. It's a lap ahead of them, so work to be done there. That's actually the Can-Am car in the background there, so he needs to go around twice and overtake him to take the position, so a lot of work to be done there for Jarno.
Yeah, and a little ways back there, Vestergaard kind of just missed an entire chicane. It's not really going to do him any good there if he's trying to catch Thomas Beja.
I don't think
Rosenly in the wall. Rosenly in the wall in the Porsche curves again.
Was it a big hit again?
Look, I'll have to have a look at it again.
Let's have a look at the cockpit.
It was big enough.
And the wheel, I think,
turning left.
Is going in the pits again. This is going to be it. This is what Northern Light need. Per Rosen's probably kicking himself right now.
Yeah, no doubt.
And they're going to be on the same lap after this.
Carrying on. He is carrying on.
He's going to keep it out there. Oh,
very, very brave, that is. Very brave indeed. That's not what I would have done. I'd be in that pit straight away.
I mean, Thomas is only about 45 seconds back right now on the tracks.
Yeah, so we'll see if Rosenlee can get around here safely. Man, you have to wonder, now he's got to be really fighting that steering wheel. But he knows if he pits, he could lose this position, so he's going to see what he can do. We got the P1 car into the pits now.
Oh, Rosenlee's going to have a massive hit.
Oh, he's off again. Oy. And now he's wishing he would have pitted.
Just, it didn't make sense not to pit. He was turning so far to the left.
Yeah, we're watching Rosenlee here, leader of the GT cars, struggling. And you guys are watching Thomas Beja trying to cover some ground here, trying to get caught up.
And how long it's going to take to repair Rosenlee's car as well is going to be absolutely critical, potentially, to the rest of this race.
Yeah, no doubt, as Thomas Beja is a lap down right now, but given Rosenlee's issues here, if he ends up sitting in the pit stalls for a while, this is going to get close here, and we're going to have a battle for the lead. And Vestergaard on into the pits now. Not sure if that's scheduled or just about that time.
I'll try and work it out. Once I finish scrolling down the list once again.
Yeah. Because I know Vestergaard, I was watching him earlier, had some spin outs and everything. As far as I saw, he was able to keep it off the wall, so...
Just about, yeah, he was really struggling. Right. That was a very early stop in terms of fuel mileage, but it could just be that they're wearing the tyres that fast.
Yeah, you end up spinning it around, you're really chewing them up there, so maybe just deciding to head on in and get reset here. I'm just watching Thomas Beja. He's navigating through these tight chicanes pretty well here, given the conditions. And given the fact that we've seen Rosenlee really struggle here in the rain, in the torrential downpour that we've seen here.
Yeah, massively so.
You know, so it's definitely going to be something to watch here.
I mean, I've not seen Beja put a foot wrong yet. Well, on screen anyway, he seems to be very solid in his driving, very consistent and very quick. I guess the things to highlight there. I'm just looking at his first sector, a 234.9. If you compare that to Rosenlee, a 253.8. So Rosenlee needs to get in the pits. He's going to lose time until Beja is upon him. Maybe he's trying to eke out a little bit, try and make sure he can hand over to Kemper for the last part of the race, but I don't think that's the best way of doing it.
Thomas did have did a 4:48 previous lap. That doesn't strike me as a pit lap. It strikes me as pretty, like he might have had an off somewhere. His middle sector was some 7 seconds off the previous laps.
That's right. People are asking for the 42 car, so we will allow that. That is the FVR car, 5th place currently, overall 4th place in DTs, and that is Pete Montcomb behind him in the car now for Astegard, probably a Sorry, Ascar. I'm just making up names now, aren't I? It was Ascar anyway. It would be interesting to see how Peter actually navigates the wet, because he was in here earlier talking about he was unsure whether the car would be good in the wet or not, and obviously he's probably the guy in charge. Sounds like he was anyway. So we'll see how he navigates this course.
Yeah, talking about Gomez here, he's whoa, and Gomez.
Yeah, Gomez decides he doesn't want to take
there.
the PlayStation chicane. He'll have to make sure. He'll probably let the monk come through because he's going to slow him down now. There you go, let through, that's fine. But that was pretty scary. We've seen some cars do that.
I'd say so.
Gomez, how long has he been in the car for? He's been in the car for a while, I think, surely? Or was he a fresh driver? I didn't actually see a bit of the driver recently. Regardless, though, that was a really big mistake to braking really late going in there. Must have known that the car wasn't going to stop, and I guess that's why he just kind of tried to angle it over the grass. See if he does it again, shall we?
Interesting, Rosenly has continued again despite having another hefty hit with the wall while you were gone, Jimmy.
I'm not quite sure what he's doing here. I think this is an interesting strategy. I mean, we've seen that he opted to stay out that one lap later, and that cost him time as well. Maybe another bad call on the strategy-wise here. Only time will tell. But Thomas Behar in the Northern Lights car just reeling him in now. We saw it in the last lap. He was 25 seconds faster through the first sector alone.
Rosenly only hit 163 miles an hour down the straight. I mean, he could have put more wing on in the stops, I guess. But
this may explain why.
We'll see what Thomas does now.
Yeah, this may explain why that he's staying out. New car sort of thing. We'll have to see. Oh, it's Chris in the car at the moment. It's very hard to tell because obviously Peter and Chris are racing under the same name this race.
So Thomas hit 169 miles an hour, so he's 6 miles an hour up down the straights.
Well, there you go then. There's a difference. I'm very interested. Yeah, I'm watching Rosenly now. I want to see what kind of time he does for the first sector. Cause there's a 2:42.2 from Daniel Gomez in third place in class. Sorry, in fourth place in class. So, I wonder how he will compare to that. Bear in mind the car is very broken.
It is pretty bent.
He's doing all right though, keeping it together.
2:37 for a section.
Yeah, so was faster than Gomez through there, so that's not bad at all. But I think Behar
just coming down to Mulsanne corner now.
Yeah, and that's going to be faster than 2:37, isn't it?
It certainly looks like it. Not as much as I thought it was going to be though.
It's still going to be around 5 seconds or so.
5.5 seconds, I think that is just about.
So that's interesting. Originally keeping the car kind of on track and keeping it point straight for now, not too big of a difficulty, but he's got to navigate the Porsche curve again, and each lap he does that, he seems to add another dent to the car.
I can't, whenever he stops next, I can't believe they will not repair damage, because that car is just, the angle you have to put on the wheel to keep it straight is pretty big.
Mm-hmm. Just having a couple of stream issues here again, so bear with us guys. Sometimes the connection likes to mess up. I think it's stabilised now, so I think we're back to regular broadcasting and no stuttering for us anymore, hopefully. Chat saying that Rosenly will cook his tyres and just open himself up to a big crash if he continues to stay out. That seems to be the general opinion at the moment. People seem to think, oh, why stay out in the wet with a damaged car, with steering damage, obviously. I guess that's all in the master plan that we don't know, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, do you see? I don't see any signs of it clearing up, or do you see the kind of clouds moving away? I mean, what are we thinking on rain here? Yeah, it just seems like it's still coming down here.
It's pretty big. There is a lot of cloud over the track right now.
Okay guys, I'm going to restart the stream very early. I know it's only been 20 minutes, I'm dropping quite a few frames here, so I want to make sure the stream is good for you guys. So I'm going to quickly restart and we'll be back in a second.